going on, guys? Victor here. We're in the beautiful Florida Keys. Now, I was here last week and there was a huge population of these hungry bull sharks. They were eating all our fish, so I thought to myself, why not do a bull shark catch, clean, cook for you guys? I brought out the big guns today. We're gonna head out on the bridge, catch a bunch of bait. You guys are coming along. Stay tuned. Oh, he got it. There we go. So just like last time, I got our shrimp overnight. Look at those juicy prawns. That's like the perfect size shrimp right there. So our basic Keys bottom rig. Swivel, 30-pound tough line leader, which you guys can save 20% on. You guys use my code LANDSHARK, linked below. And we're gonna do, let's say like an arm's length and a half of leader. I like to fish a lot of leader in this current because species like yellowjacks don't mind as much, but when you have something like a mutton, they can be leader shy, and I want my bait as far away from my weight as possible. We got our 2.0 Mustad big gun hook right here. Just gonna do a simple uni knot. So the last time we were here, we got our butts handed to us by the bull sharks at this very spot. Hopefully the sharks give us a break today, because I tell you what, we're not giving them a break later. We got an incoming tide right now, which means the tide is coming from the Atlantic, going into the Gulf, and it's going underneath the power lines. You can imagine having a giant bridge monster hooked up between these power lines would not be a very easy feat, and then walking them all the way to the shore.
This place is one of the most miserable places you can ever be. Also, one of the most fun places you can ever be. In the summertime, not a breath of wind out here, and you're just standing on just straight asphalt and just losing it because you haven't gotten a bite all day, and you're like, why did I just walk 2 miles with all this gear? Why don't we just call up our buddy that owns a boat to go out and fishing?
But I know why. I know why.
Why?
Because you want to hang out with your buddy Vic on the bridge. That's why. We got bro bonding time out here. Okay, you got your 20-pound main line. Sliding egg weight right here. The reason for that, whatever fish is gonna come by, he's gonna pick up the bait on this end. This weight's gonna stay in place. He's not gonna feel the tension. He's gonna be able to swallow it. Then you give him the wood. You got a swivel, and then the rig I showed you guys earlier, about like 7-8 feet of that 30-pound tough line to the hook. All right, so we take our shrimp, and I hook him right here in the tail, and he's gonna be perfectly streamlined. Nice juicy shrimp. There it is. There you go. There's a fish. There's a good fish. This bait runner doesn't sound too good.
Dude, they're
Alright. I'm trying to really horse this fish in because I do not want a shark to eat it. It's a mutton, I think. Yeah, it's a little mutton. Let's flip it. Alrighty, guys. I found what's been eating my shrimp right here. Alright, guys, beautiful Florida Keys mutton. Certainly not a keeper, but the last time we were here, Brookie, my fiance, she actually caught a keeper. We caught a bunch of undersized ones, but these guys are super prevalent here, and they love that incoming tide. I'm just trying to get my shrimp in that shadow line. They're cruising up and down it. They see that shrimp come by, and what a pretty fish, man. That is like the prettiest fish in the Florida Keys. Little mutton going back home. Oh my gosh, there's a shark right there. There's a shark right there. He's gonna eat it. You guys, there's a bull shark, and that's exactly what we're after today, and man. Oh my gosh, there's another one, Dennis. Did you see him? Oh no. Sorry, Mr. As much as I hate seeing that mutton get eaten.
Here we go.
Oh, Ryan's on. You better reel for your life.
This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, he's hot on it, dude. Yellowjack.
Oh no, he popped off right there. Dude, he just pulled hook. Are you kidding me?
The fish showed up, but what's right behind the fish? Sharks.
Giant sharks.
Giant.
That's why we're getting revenge of the Jaws today.
We've been here 30 minutes and we've already seen 5 giant bull sharks just come up into the lake. This is insane. I mean, I'm happy, but at the same time, I feel kind of discouraged because it's like you don't know if you want to keep fishing because you don't want to feed the fish to the sharks. But at the same time, you can't just come out here and twiddle your thumbs. You got to try to get it past them. Okay, so I want my shrimp in that shadow line. That's where the muttons and yellowjacks really seem to be. For some reason, they don't really like to come close to the bridge. Seems like they really like to congregate on the other side of that driving bridge. So I will actually let my shrimp drift out there, and I purposely have a weight that's not going to hold them in place. Yep, he's on there. Yellowtail, nice yellowtail. Oh no, yellowjack. All right, guys, we got our yellowjack, and the bull shark is right behind them. This fish actually swam towards the bridge. That's why I didn't know he was on. That right there makes me so happy. Guys, look at that perfect hook set, that Mustad Big Gun hook right there in the lips. I always thought they had the coolest mouths. Look at that. Kind of protrudes out there. They got these like almost like permit rubber lips. Pretty sure the reason that there's so many bull sharks around the bridges right now is because in the winter time, early winter, like November through January, these guys are loaded all over the Keys bridges. They like this colder weather that we get in Florida. We came up here to look for the yellowjacks. We went up like 2-3 more platforms, and I went ahead of the guys, put the cart down, and I saw something in the water that makes every bridge fisherman's just face light up. Big old permit just sitting in the shadow line, so me and Ryan are gonna try to get them. We got our free line shrimp right here. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. All right, well, the permit are still back there though. Okay, well, I'll take this. We got another yellowjack for shark bait for a little bit later. These guys came up and swarmed the shrimp. Those permit are a lot more weary of these fish. They're not going to be as aggressive. There must be 20 permit down there, and we're drifting our little shrimp by them, but they have no interest in it.
Also 500 yellowjacks down there. Bunch of these guys that come up to the shrimp, and it's like it's causing the permit to not want it, which makes me really want a live crab right now, but we don't have any live crabs, so got to deal with what we got.
Our permit seemed to have disappeared on us, but there's a huge school of yellowjacks right here. You guys, check out how fast we catch a fish on the shrimp reel right here. On it, Dan. On it like white on rice.
Oh, we got a good one. Smoked the shrimp, man. What happened? Did it
I don't know.
Did he break you off?
He didn't break me off on the bridge. He broke me off.
Straight up?
Yeah.
Was that a yellowjack?
I don't know. It went straight under the bridge. That was a mystery fish. That was
like a perm?
By far the biggest thing I've hooked all day. He went underneath this bridge and broke me off, so we'll never know.
Well, the shark's gonna eat the shrimp here in a second. Oh my god.
Come on, you gotta be quicker than that, buddy.
Oh my god, dude.
This is insane, guys. If I was a yellowjack, the last thing I'd be worried about right now is eating. You guys see, there's like 6 bull sharks down there. They're not even really going that crazy after him, which is insane. It just goes to show you, we were 100 yards that way. We came down to a couple pilings, and this spot is just so much better. We're sight casting yellowjacks with lures. It goes to show you should always be looking around and finding the fish. I just can't get over these guys. I love that little streak of blue that they have on them. The yellows, so pretty. They're gonna be delicious. We're gonna have shark bait, and we're gonna have a lot of good dinner to share with our friends and family right here. Oh, buddy! The bull shark's on him! I got a Jack Crevalle.
Oh, that's the lion, dude! Oh! Dude!
Shouldn't be fishing the noodle rod around all these predators. There's like a, I don't know, 60-pound Goliath grouper who was just daisy chaining, going around this Jack Crevalle. There's sharks down there, there's permit down there, there's cudas down there. This is just like a land-based fisherman's dream. What I love about this fishery and bridge fishing is the fact that you can see everything. Two very different species. Jack Crevalle on the right, yellow jack on the left. A lot of people mistake these fish for the same thing. This guy, on the smaller side like this, they got delicious pink meat. Not nearly as good as the yellow jack, but Jack Crevalle, when they get really big, they get super gamey, and they just get this like real red bloody meat. Big yellow jack. Come on.
Want me to net it?
Yeah.
Best one.
Yeah!
Let's go. That's a good one.
That's
dude.
a stud, guys.
Let's go, man.
Woo!
That's a big one.
Man, there was
Especially from the bridge.
there was no waiting for the net on that one. I thought it hooked a permit. Biggest yellow jack of the trip for us so far. I think that if I waited any longer, you guys saw how fired up those bull sharks were. There was no waiting for the net. Flip or die, baby. That is a stud yellow jack. That is all you could ask for off of Keys Bridge right there. Caught on the Mustad jig head. And you guys can save 20% off all Mustad products. I'll have their stuff linked below. Oh, no. Ah! That's what you get for playing with fire right there. They put on a show for us. That's so cool. As much as I get frustrated at those things eating our fish, it's their ocean, man, and you just can't. It's just fun to watch. You're literally watching the apex predator of the ocean in action, in work, and they're just so fast. They can turn on a dime. They're basically like coming up like jaws and just going vertical. You could see their jaws. It's just so cool to see, and I'm really happy I could share it with you guys. It's incredible. All right, guys, check it out. We got ourselves a cooler full of shark bait, but not just shark bait. We got delicious dinner, as you guys saw in the last video. We're gonna fillet up a bunch of these, give it away to friends and family. We're gonna get ourselves a bull shark. You guys are coming along. We'll see you there. The moment you've all been waiting for. It is time to catch a bull shark. Earlier you guys heard me talk about the incoming tide and it not being good for the sharks because the water was going underneath the driving bridge. Right now the water is going towards the power line, so it just gives us a lot more wiggle room to make sure that that shark doesn't break us off on any of the structure. So we're gonna use the natural outgoing tide to get our bait out there.
I'm excited. I've never harvested a bull shark before. This is something that I don't think I've eaten them either. I definitely have tried black tip before, but trying bull shark, the last time at the video, I remember watching it when I was stationed in Japan. I was like super jealous. I was like, dang, the whole fam is there eating a big old bull shark without me. So ready, I'm excited, and you know, let's hopefully no one gets pulled in.
We got ourselves a fresh yellow jack. Got the Mustad Demon Circle hook right there. I actually butterflied this a little bit, so I got a little bit more scent coming out of them. And I'm gonna just hook them right here behind the head. You don't wanna hook them too deep because if you hook it too deep, that hook's never gonna pull out. Big baits for big sharks, let's go. Yep, nice to meet you guys.
50-something inches?
54.
54, I thought that was 50-something. Hey, y'all have a good one.
You
Okay?
too. We just got word, we actually saw that nice couple earlier, and they said the sharks are exactly where we left them. We told them where to go to catch the yellow jacks, and they were just there. So we got I want to say, what do you guys think, a mile walk?
Easy mile. Easy mile. I can't believe we are doing this walk again with the intention of dragging, or intention of trying to land a bull shark like this. But hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you set a goal, you know, and we had to say that we did everything we could to try and land that fish.
So what is the #1 rule as a fisherman? You never leave fish to find fish. So we're back at the exact same bridge we started at this morning. Had no luck at the other bridge. Just goes to show, you know, every day is a different day and you never leave fish to find fish. So here we are, back where we started. Bull shark right there. All right, I'm gonna try to get him up, Dennis. See him? Okay, Oh my gosh, look at the big jacks. That's a nice one to eat too. Come on, buddy. Uh-huh, here he goes. He's gonna smoke it. Oh, he got it. He got it. He got it, guys. He got it. Here we go. There we go. Bull shark on. Yeah. Uh-huh. We stopped him in his tracks. So I gotta stop him before he gets to that power line right there. He wants to go in that power line, but we're giving him the sauce. We're giving him the sauce.
I heard that clicker from a mile away, man. That was a good sound. This has been a lot of work, man. Crank on him, buddy.
Woo! So Dennis asked me earlier, he goes, so what happens when they go past the power line? That's not an option. Yeah, man, we got a bull shark on, baby. I'm stoked. All right, I think we got to start our journey that way. He's making it easy. He's swimming right towards the truck. He wants to go home. All right, guys, we're working our way down. We got about a mile until we can beach this thing. He just wants to sit in that current. He's trying to go back out there. Real important, we just want to get him inside the power lines the whole time. If he goes outside those power lines, this line is gonna snap. Oh man, he's going the opposite way now. I had him trained good going that way. I need him to turn on me. Go the other way, come on. Come on, go the other way. I'm just using this rail as a good leverage point so that way I can pump on this fish, but I gotta keep up with him because I also don't want him to go into the driving bridge or we're gonna be smoked. We'll see if he wants to turn that way if I put it in free spool. Yep, he's going back this direction now. You gotta play a little psychology with your bull sharks here. Okay, he's taking us further down the bridge. There he goes. This would be ideal. If he stays like this, we could walk him all the way down and he would walk perfectly with us. So when he changes directions, that messes us up. This shark tried to go to the power lines. I had it in strike. As soon as I gave him another 10 pounds of drag, he just went, stopped him in his tracks. I had to hand off the rod to Ryan because let's say we both do half a mile. That's what buddies are for. This is like the most intense workout you've ever experienced.
This looks like the most like Guggenist, the most Guggenist, I don't know if that's a word, but I feel like a Guggen right now. But it's definitely the easiest method so far. This shark is he's making a beeline for the shore, right the direction that we needed him to go.
Almost there, we got about 100 feet left. Thank you.
Real.
Oh boy, this is gonna be sketch. Yeah, he's trying. Now the hard part for us guys, there's like a little eddy down there. We're gonna have to try to maneuver him all the way down there, but this stuff is super slippery, so.
I think right here is as good a spot as any actually. Just in this corner as opposed to going all the way down there. What do you guys think?
Sure. Dude, be careful, it's sketch. Well, not this part, but the other part looks like it. Hey, come on guys. Can we get a congratulations? We did it. We walked down 7 platforms for this bull shark right here.
This is ridiculous. One of the most ridiculous things we've done, and me and this man have been fishing together for probably like 12 years at this point.
Okay, we need a game plan. What are we doing? He's a nice size. Shoot up. Yeah.
Just making a lasso with this. We're gonna try and loop this around the tail, pull it tight, and then we have control of the shark by the tail. Then we can humanely dispatch this thing, and we get it cored out.
I know, that wire's not nice on your hands, is it?
It's okay. That is a bad animal. Steps back, couple steps back.
More?
Yeah. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, buddy.
We got him!
My God. Talk about
Okay.
an adrenaline rush, Mel. This has been a lot of work.
Hey, these guys gonna help you out.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and turn him over.
Let's
1,
try.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, like. Perfecto.
He's not small.
Oh, dude.
All right, guys, we did it. Me and Ryan, big old bull shark coming home for dinner in the state of Florida. If you're a licensed fisherman, which we are, you can harvest at least one bull shark per person per day, as long as it's 54 inches in length. From the snout right here to the tail, this guy way exceeds it. As you guys saw in today's video, there's a lot of sharks out here. And you know, Florida does a really good job of managing their shark populations. So no matter what you may have seen on a documentary or in the news, the reason we're able to harvest these sharks is because we do have a good, sustainable population of these sharks. I've eaten them in the past, got to share it with friends and family. This fish is not gonna die in vain. This is gonna get fed to a lot of friends, neighbors. My buddy's gonna make fish dip. Ryan's never had it before, Dennis has never had it before. We're super stoked. Thank you, Bull Shark, for your life. A great fight. And yeah, I'm stoked. Now, sharks have a very unique thing about them. They actually excrete chemicals and ammonia through their skin. A lot of people don't like shark for that reason because they may have had bad shark meat. So the number one thing you have to do when you catch your shark, gut it and bleed it immediately. You want to make sure that you don't taint the meat. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and gut this guy, clean this guy up, stuff him in the cooler. We'll meet you back home at Pompano. But before I close out, I want you guys to take a look at that bad boy right there. Look at that bull shark. This guy's been feeding on a bunch of yellow jacks out here at the bridge. This was his last meal, and I'm very happy to have him on board. All right, guys, it is the next day, and check it out. We got our bull shark carcass right here. I had it sitting in the cooler overnight on ice, let that meat kind of settle down. And you guys, if you visualize it, I cut off all the fins. This is the cavity of the shark. So this is where all the guts and stuff were. We got rid of that as soon as we caught it, because if you don't, like I told you, you're gonna get that real bad ammonia smell, which people associate with shark, and that's just not good. So another thing I did, these are just such cool animals, and since we don't do this often, I gotta show you guys everything. They have such tough skin. Listen to this. It is like 100 grit sandpaper. I've only ever harvested one other bull shark, so I'm just gonna give it my best shot. Normally when I've skinned sharks or filleted sharks, I started on the skin side. I don't know why, but someone actually suggested do it from the inside out, because as you guys heard, this stuff is like sandpaper and it's really tough to get your knife through there, so I don't want to dull it. So if you look, sharks don't have bones, sharks have cartilage, so it kind of makes the midsection of the fish a little tough to see. So I'm just gonna try to visualize it from here. And basically what I would think is the midsection of the shark is how I'm gonna approach this and fillet it. So I'm just gonna go real shallow and superficially, start to work from the inside out. Okay, so you guys see that very first cut I made, this right here is the cartilage. It's really thin, and it's actually kind of surprising because you would think something like a shark would have a really just like super crazy skeletal structure, but that cartilage is really soft actually. So I'm gonna just continue to do this and go where my knife allows me to. I'm gonna be using 2 knives to fillet this shark. We got the tiger edge, which I actually used to process it and core it out because it's got a serrated side, and it just makes it a lot easier to get through that tough skin and any tough cuts. And we got an 8-inch Dexter Sportfish knife. You guys can actually save 20% off both. Use my code LANDSHARK. I'll have that linked below for you guys. Once again, I'm using the tiger edge just to get through this tough skin, because this stuff will just dull your knife like no tomorrow. Basically what I'm doing, I'm just trying to get this into 2 halves, and just like a fish, if you could imagine, This is like the midline of the fish. I'm just trying to separate it off of that midline. Okay, and now that I basically got it from the top to the bottom, now I'm just gonna go through the skin right here. Try to separate that. And that's it. All right, guys, so check out that. That is one half of the bull shark. We're gonna put this in the cooler so it stays nice and cold. But you guys can see, there's not really like the cartilage is super thin. And that's why it kind of makes it tough to really feel where your knife needs to be. Even his spinal cord is just really, really thin. It cuts through it easily. Nothing what you would imagine a shark to be like. So let's get this in the cooler right here. Big hunk of meat. So one thing we talked about a lot when we were actually processing this animal is, I think the reason a lot of people don't harvest sharks is it is a lot of work. I mean, you're dealing with something that's, number one, extremely dangerous. You don't want to ever bring in your boat because he's just going to destroy your boat, your fiberglass, your bolsters. So the fact that we were able to beach this and process it, but it's bloody, you know, it's gruesome. And it's not for everyone, but the meat is delicious, and I'm excited to share it with a bunch of friends tonight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it up into smaller sections, like about this big, like 8-inch wide sections, and I'm just gonna continue to do this throughout the entire length of the shark, and we'll be able to skin each individual section. Okay, so you guys see it's like a giant accordion. I'm just gonna go through it and separate it into our steaks now. One other really neat thing that I want to show you guys about these sharks, look at how thick that skin is. I don't know if that's fat or if it's connective tissue, but I've never seen such a thick layer underneath a fish's skin. And then also another thing, they have a massive bloodline. I mean, you can see how thick it is right there. They got a really big bloodline right here. So I think that the trick to really getting people to enjoy Shark 2 is to removing as much of this unappetizing stuff as possible. I got an 8-inch Dexter flexible fillet. I'm gonna line the shark up with the edge of the fillet table. And one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try intentionally to leave about a 1/4 inch of meat right above the skin, and I'll show you guys why in a second here. So I know exactly what I'm doing. You see all that thick stringy stuff in that bloodline? You can afford to leave a good 1/4 inch of meat right above the skin, because also that, like, I don't know if it's fat or connective tissue, you don't want any of that in your final fillet either. See how this bloodline kind of curves around? I'm just gonna follow it, the natural contour of the fish, and I'm gonna get rid of this. You see I even missed a little bit there. Don't want any of that in my final product. I don't know about you, but that looks really good to me. They got a really unique texture. It's the second time we're eating them. I absolutely love them. I know we got a lot of hungry people to feed. I'll catch you guys in the kitchen. Okay, so I got my shark portioned up into slider sized pieces. These we're gonna fry, and I'm gonna do a nice pickle brine first. Then we're gonna hit them with the buttermilk. Then we're gonna do the flour dredge and a nice seasoned flour. So think of like your typical Southern fried chicken sandwich, but with shark. And the reason I wanna do that, shark's got a nice meaty texture, so it's got a good composition when you bite into it. So I think it'll be perfect for a little fried fish sandwich. So the first thing we're gonna do our little pickle brine. Homemade style. It's gonna be like a teriyaki sauce that we're gonna put on our smoked bull shark. So you already saw the pickle brine. We're also gonna be doing almost like burnt ends, but with shark. We're gonna smoke them, we're gonna get them nice and tacky, and I'm gonna make like a little teriyaki glaze to go over them. I got a little stock pot right here. We got mirin, which is gonna provide the acidity for our sauce. So we're gonna go in with this stuff right here. We're gonna go equal parts soy, equal parts mirin. A bunch of freshly minced ginger, 2 whole heads of minced garlic, and then to give our teriyaki that signature sweetness, we're gonna go in with a brown sugar. I got my heat on high, and we're just gonna let all this come together. It's gonna start to thicken up real nicely. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil, and then just a nice simmer after that. Just gonna do a really basic seasoning with our shark bites. I love this stuff. You can find it at Costco. It's got like a nice smoky flavor to it. I use it in all the barbecue stuff, but I'm not gonna go heavy on it since we are gonna do the teriyaki for our bull shark as well. And then this stuff, you guys know how much I love my garlic. Well, check out the size of these garlic granules right here. Look at that. Some big boys in there. Now we're just gonna toss this and make sure all sides are coated and stay in the sheet pan. So we're gonna get our bull shark bites. I got a little wire rack right here, so that way when we smoke these, we get the smoke on the bottoms, on the sides, and everywhere, so they're not sitting flat. I have no idea how these are gonna be. I've only ever cooked bull shark one other time, but you know what? It's what being in the kitchen is about, experimenting and having fun. And I got 12 guinea pigs coming over for dinner. See what it tastes like.
We're excited. We're working really hard over here. It may not look like it, but we are.
Homemade spicy mayo. If you're not using Duke's, I feel bad for you. You gotta be using Duke's mayo. Once you go Duke's, you don't go back. And then now we're gonna do sriracha. That gives it the spice. We'll do a little sesame oil in the spicy mayo. And then you gotta get something acidic in there to kind of cut all those fatty flavors. So we're gonna do some lime juice. If you wanted to add scallion to it, you could. You wanted to do another take on it, you could add basil. Okay, so I lied. We're gonna add a few more things. We're gonna add some garlic powder, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne. So now we're gonna make our seasoned flour, which is gonna be the batter for our bull shark sliders. First gonna go in with some cayenne, garlic powder, lots of this, onion powder. Onion powder is nice and sweet. That's what I like about it. Lots of freshly cracked pepper, and then salt. And then we just drain the shark from all that pickle juice. Buttermilk is sour, it's rich, and it's gonna provide a layer between the bull shark and then the batter. And it also helps a lot more flour to stick to the shark. And it just adds another layer of fat because like fish, shark is very lean. It doesn't have a lot of natural inherent fat like pork or a chicken thigh or steak. So you kind of gotta enhance it. So we're just gonna let our shark soak in some buttermilk. We drained all that pickle juice. All right, so you guys see teriyaki's been boiling for like 30 minutes, starting to get tackier and tackier. You can see that it's getting thicker and thicker. We're gonna let it keep going. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we actually got a cameraman. So everybody say hi to Dennis. He's behind the camera. Here, I'll show you guys a little look. Say what's up.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. New cameraman.
Thank you, Dennis. So now that we got a cameraman, Brick's got all his free time and we can make stuff like charcuterie boards, entertain our guests. All right, guys, we got the bull shark bites going on the Camp Chef Apex. Love this thing. You got the gas burners on the side, you got gas burners inside, but you also have wood pellet function on the inside. So you got your traditional wood pellet smoker. We're gonna go right onto the grill right here. So I'm about to put the shark in the hot oil, but just sitting here, I can smell that acidic pickle juice just like seeping through the shark. It smells so good. So here we go. Into the hot oil, around 350 degrees. Shark's just about done, been in the grease for like 6 minutes at 350. Nice and golden brown. We're gonna go straight to a wire rack right here. If you put any fried thing on a wire rack, that bottom is not gonna get soggy. So it makes a big difference. Kind of a pain in the butt to clean up, but it makes a world of difference for anything fried. As soon as anything fried comes off the grease, give it a nice pinch of salt. That way that salt sticks to that nice hot oil in that batter and gets sucked in. Bull shark slider assembly time. We got our spicy mayo from earlier, we're gonna go down on both sides of our bun, okay? Top and bottom. We're not skimping on any flavor in this recipe. We want like your traditional Southern fried chicken sandwich. Pickles just provide a nice contrast, a good acidity kick, and it just goes together with our shark. And then you got your bull shark right there, and right there, and that's a wrap. You got the perfect, look at that, the perfect size bull shark sliders just on the outside edge of the bun. I'm very excited to see what everyone thinks about these guys.
Honestly, tastes like fried fish. This is mine's
Really?
really tender too.
Really? So that's weird. Inside, I was just telling everyone, I got a really firm piece. So you had a soft piece.
Mine's
Johnny?
Super soft.
Mine's
Pretty
soft.
Tender?
Very tender.
Yeah.
Flavor?
Flavor's good.
Excellent.
That's very good.
I'm very surprised. I thought this was not going to taste good. I mean, I wasn't discounting your cooking, but like, I thought the actual shark wasn't going to be like what it is. It's very
No.
mild and flaky.
I mean, it's very different. Something people are usually not used to. What do you, okay, Christina typically doesn't like fried fish, but half of her sandwich is gone, so I'm thinking she's liking it.
10 out of 10.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right.
So when are you gonna hire me as your food critic?
You're hired. You just gave me a
Come
10
on,
out
we
of
need
10.
a better review than just 10 out of 10 for you to
Better
be hired as
than-
food critic.
10 times better than a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Okay?
That's the Lord's chicken.
You better
Those
watch
are
your
fighting
mouth.
words for them.
You better watch your mouth.
All right, we got Gary. We got my boy Gary from Georgia. What do you think, Gary?
It's good. Now I did get a chewy piece. This one's not soft like they're all saying, but it's still delicious.
Yeah, it's weird. So I guess it depends on like what part of the shark you had, if you had like the belly or the shoulder, but I mean, everyone seems to be liking it. Caroline?
I'm gonna be
It's
eating
really
some more.
Yeah?
I highly approve.
All right.
Better
I-
taste
Ryan-
good. I've been slaving away over here. I was just saying, I've been demoted from cameraman to fry cook on the channel.
Well,
Land
you
Shark
went
Outdoors.
from cameraman to light man to fry cook now.
That's fair.
My first time trying shark, and I was just saying it's shockingly good. It's not as flaky as a typical fish, but the flavor is really good, and it's not hard to chew or anything. It's job well done, dude.
When you work with a new protein that you don't really know what it's going to be like, I've only worked with bull shark once. I've cooked so many different fish. You don't really know what to expect, and you try to experiment with different ways. It's a pretty big gamble cooking for 12 people and trying to feed them all, but I'm happy that everyone's eating it, and we're having a good time.
So this is the inaugural land shark
Taste test.
taste test here.
Yeah, first meal we feed them shark.
We're starting you off right.
First of all, I love pickles, so, but it's good. It tastes like crunchy, and I don't know what to compare it to as far as like other fish go. It's great though, and there's a chewier texture right there, but I don't mind it.
It was interesting that some people were saying that they had a few like chewy pieces, and I thought mine was completely tender, no chewy pieces, and I got to like the very end, and then I had a bite that everyone was talking about that was more chewy than the rest. So the shark has like a lot of different layers to it. Even just like filleting it was really difficult. So like to figure out what parts were chewy compared to like more tender, I
had a good
don't really know what part of the fish that you're eating that's a little more chewy, but it wasn't a bad chewy though. It was just like a little more, it was just like a little less tender, but it was still good.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's really anyone that would try that and dislike it. It's super mild,
Yeah.
super easy to eat.
So check it out. These are the smoky bull shark bites. So you got a nice kind of crispy exterior, that SPG, that salt, pepper, garlic sticking to it. You got a good smoky flavor. So now we got the homemade teriyaki. We're just gonna coat them in. All that delicious ginger and garlic. I mean, you can hear just from like a texture standpoint that they're definitely not these flaky pieces of fish. I wanted something relatable, something that people are familiar with, because I think if you present something that's odd and bizarre and package it into something that's familiar, everyone likes teriyaki, or everyone here likes teriyaki. Everyone's had a fried chicken sandwich, so if you kind of like package it like that, now you're taking that bizarre and you're toning it way down, and people are not going to be like, huh, this bull shark is actually pretty good, you know? Fresh scallion.
Ooh.
So now you got some bull shark Teriyaki bites. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Loved sharing the bull shark with all these people. I think it's unique to be able to share something, for them to be able to go home and say, I had bull shark today, which so few people in the world can say, I think is pretty dang awesome. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next one.